In that terrible moment, God took your sins and your sins and your sins.
America's pastor, Billy Graham, drew the kind of crowds in Asia usually reserved for the Pope, famously preaching to more than 1 million people in South Korea in 1973. But there's another story, a largely untold story of Graham's groundbreaking work in the secret state of North Korea.
Love one another. 서로 사랑하라.
Billy Kim was Graham's translator during his massive crusade in Seoul. It even made headlines in the North Korean capital, Pyongyang.
The North Korean response was the witch doctor from America came, performed the witch act.
2 decades later, the anti-communist pastor was invited to Pyongyang. Graham, an honored guest of North Korea's late president Kim Il-sung. The nation was reeling from the collapse of the Soviet Union. Looking to improve ties with the U.S., Graham brought a private message from President H.W. Bush and a Bible for the North Korean leader.
My wife went to school in North Korea. That was one of the reasons that they could get in and talk to the leaders that made it possible for us to go.
Ruth Graham's parents were Christian missionaries in Pyongyang, a city once called the Jerusalem of the East. Today, possessing a Bible can lead to criminal charges. Graham was the first foreigner ever to preach at Pyongyang's Bongsu Church, one of a handful of Christian churches in North Korea, human rights and religious groups accuse of being state propaganda. Graham's 2 trips in 1992 and 1994 helped shape U.S. policy. He offered insight to U.S. presidents and peacemakers.
And I said, Jimmy, what they're looking for is a friend.
He paved the way for other Americans and aid workers to visit North Korea.
And we come as your friends.
Including Graham's son, Franklin, whose charity Samaritan's Purse provided badly needed aid. Graham's popularity in South Korea helped make Myeong-sung Megachurch in Seoul the largest Presbyterian church in the world. Weekly attendance, around 100,000 people.
Do you think that there are lessons that we could learn today from what Billy Graham did in North Korea?
We certainly believe that we need to follow the legacy of Billy Graham, says senior pastor Kim San-hwan. What he did in North Korea really pushed us to go to the people who are suffering.
The Bible says that he was...
Billy Graham never realized his dream of bringing Christianity to the North Korean masses, but he did crack open the door of a closed society, allowing aid and perhaps faith to trickle in. Will Ripley, CNN, Seoul, South Korea.